Peace, 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 peace. You know it's Sav. I'm back. Look, man, I don't even know if I'm gonna have a video right now. I'm just gonna talk for a couple of minutes because my computer's getting ready to die, and I just got a couple things I want to say. Um, I was so ready to see y'all. Lucky that the federal judge bailed y'all out because I was so ready to see what would happen with all these people talking about they gonna gear up and they gonna steal and all this stuff happening. I seen videos of people talking about on the other side, you come and you try to rob my groceries and I'm gonna kill you. First of all, one, they should not be trying to steal your groceries. I agree with you 100%. Two, that's not how that works. People, whoever thinks that just because somebody come and take your groceries that you can go and kill them, that's not how that works. It has to be equal amount of force. So if somebody comes up and they don't have like they're not hitting you, they don't have a knife, they don't have a gun or anything, they're just like, hey, we're taking these groceries, and they grab the cart from you, that does not mean you can grab a gun and shoot them. That's not how that works. You will be in jail. You have to have appropriate amount of force that says that with everything, even if it's a fight like that guy maybe a year or two ago in Florida, where he had a fight at the gas station or whatever it was, and then the guy's walking away, and then he goes to his car, grabs a gun, and shoots him. It's like, first of all, it was just a fight. I think he had pushed him in the back or something like that. And then you can't go run and then go get a gun and shoot you. Even if you got a gun on you at that point, you can't just shoot somebody if it's not an equal amount of force. If you don't actually fear or have reasonable suspicion or fear that they might end up killing you or taking you out somehow. Just because they grab your cart does not mean you can go run around and killing people. That's not how the law works. I wish people would look into the law more before they just speak out their ass. But now we got that one out the way and handled. I was so ready to see how this purge was going to be, because all you guys talking about, my kids got to eat. I do this for my family and stuff. What happens when you go and take that cart? And because we got billions and billions of cameras now in America, they follow you back to your house and arrest you. And then they take your kids to DCF. How much are you doing for them kids then? Don't worry, I'll wait if you want to answer it. But I know you guys ain't answer it, because that's how I know people be lying when they say that, oh, I do this for my kids and I love my kids and blah, blah, blah. You be lying, because if you love your kids, you will find a way to make it work without the possibility of going to jail, because it would way much hurt the kids if instead of them not eating one night, it would way much hurt them more if their parents were locked up for the next 5 to 10 years. But people don't think like that. So that's how I know when a lot of these people say they love their kids, they don't give two shits about their kids, because they're not even thinking about their kids. Why? Even a threat, even a terroristic threat, even a threat, if people really believed you and be like, oh, there's a threat, you really gonna do this? That's 3 to 5 years. Like, people don't know the law. So why would you put it like on social media? It just doesn't make sense. You guys should be ashamed of yourself. You guys should be ashamed of yourself. And then what if this government don't shut down? Because they said they have $6 billion is the emergency funds to give out. So what if this government stays shut down? What y'all gonna do about December? Because $6 billion is gonna last 3 weeks with all the people that's on it, if that. And it's gonna be significantly less than what you used to get. So how you still gonna make it? So you still gonna go out and rob, because people that used to get $4,000 a month, now you might get $1,200 for this month. You might, and that's a lot right there. You might get $400 for this month. Now that's more than enough. You could really feed your family off of $400. But people go to Walmart and Publix and all the expensive stores. They never go somewhere like Aldi's or something. They always got a reason. Oh, I don't have a car, I can't do this. And you take the bus. You can call it Uber. There's always a reason why somebody can't get better food or something, why they have to get snacks and shit like that. I've seen so many videos. This one guy, white guy, was talking about, I can't buy, and this is a couple months ago now, think about it. But I just saw it recently. He said, I can't buy soda and chips for my son, he can't eat regular food. He can't eat, healthy food that's cooked. He gotta have this, or else he ain't gonna be able to function. It's like I'm thinking in my head, like he probably function better if you give him some regular food than snacks and garbage and shit like that. This is a man who's like, I gotta have a Mountain Dew when I get up, or else I ain't gonna be able to function. First of all, as a grown man, you can believe that that's on you if you're paying for it. I know grown people that get up and go to Starbucks every day. I gotta have my coffee in the morning. At one point, I'll be honest with you. At one point, I worked the graveyard shift, and I still do, and I needed the coffee sometimes. Sometimes you work so many hours that you're crazy at night. Hey, I need me yeah, there go the computer. But like I done been there where I needed me a coffee at night, but I was a grown man and I'm paying for it. And one, I don't even go to Starbucks. I go grab the El Moro Cafe, the espresso one, and I go make it my damn self. Go give me a nice size pack, nice little pack of that thing. You know what I mean? Make it my damn self. Make it strong, But that's just how I do it. But anyway, you guys, I really hope, even though I know it's not going to happen. And this is why people are going to call me racist or hateful or Uncle Tom. And if you call me Uncle Tom, I just know that you never read the book, because like I say every time, if you ever read the book, Uncle Tom was the good guy in the book. Sambo was the antagonist, but Uncle Tom was the good guy. So if you call me Uncle Tom, I usually just be smiling when you call me that, because I know you ain't never read the book, so you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Two, if this is what y'all call me racist or hateful for, that's fine. I really don't care. But I would love to see like all these programs, some of these programs go away. In fact, the way I would revamp it right now, and it could last for, generations, and it would change our way around. So the people I would give SNAP benefits to would be, first, the disabled. Disabled gets it first. If you're like, you gotta, if you're disabled, or you got a disabled child that you gotta take care of or something, disabled gets it first. That's just how that goes. Then we're gonna give it to the senior citizens, the ones that's after 65, don't work their whole life, gave into the system. Because after you a senior citizen and you retire, you still need help, you still need money and stuff like that. So we're gonna give it to them. Boom. We're gonna give it to the vets that need it. They also gonna get the assistance. The vets that need it, that live and die for our freedom and everything and fight for that, and they, going over to other countries and shit, they gonna also get it. And then lastly, we're gonna give it to parents with young children. So that's either father, mother, or both parents. And when I say young children, it would be 2 and under. Maybe 3 and under, maybe 3 and under. But those are the 4 people that would get it. And everybody else, you fall where it is. If you ain't disabled, hey, you can get your ass up and work. Even if you want to be technical, even if you are disabled, because most people can type, most people can do stuff on a computer. So you can definitely find a job on the computer online. But people ain't trying to do that. Those would be the 4 people that would get it. It would be vets, disabled, senior citizens, and people with young kids under 3 or under 2. That would be it. And that's how I would change it immediately. It would change around overnight. Because a lot of these people, just because you got 10 kids, hey, you may have 10 kids, but ain't none of them is under 3. So why can't you go work? And then let's say if you got 10 kids and we got the ages of these kids, and let's say you got a kid that's, one of your kids is 14, 15, whatever, 12. You can't tell me maybe 12 is a little too young. But if the child is 3 or 2, you telling me a 15-year-old or 14-year-old can't feed them and change their diaper and stuff like that? They definitely can. So you can still get out there and go work. That's just how I'll revamp it around. Now, it's a shame that we're not going to be able to see it, because I wanted to make videos about people getting locked up about this stuff, talking about all that fighting, but and all that stealing and stuff. But what I think is, if it does stay shut down, they'll just have the same issue in December. Now, I also want to address somebody saying that it's not going to bring families back together. Yes and no. And that's why I say yes and no. The people right now who aren't with their baby father, baby mother, or whatever, they're already set in their ways. They're already hard-headed. They're probably not going to go back to that, man. And somebody also said it will bring domestic violence up. That's stupid. Nobody wants you to be in a situation where somebody's beating on you. You'll never hear somebody say that. That's not a thing. Like if you're going back to somebody that's beating on you, that's a you thing. You can go be with somebody else. I'll never say somebody to go be with anybody that hits them, man or woman or any of that. Like, because I'll be damned. I done seen some TikTok videos where some men, they be playing like cooking with, they don't be singing cooking with Kai. They be saying their name, cooking with Daniel, cooking with, and then women get mad and they throw something at you. I wish a bitch would. You got one time. That'll be the last time. I don't give a fuck. We got kids. I don't give a fuck what's going on. We will not be together no more. You know what I mean? You ain't throwing nothing at me. The same way I'm not throwing nothing at you. I mean, I tell people, in fact, when we're together, look, don't ever put your hands on me. Don't hit me and none of that stuff, because I'll fuck around. I'm liable to forget who you are. It just be like that, because I'm not with the whole striking thing. That's not me. Now, they're already stuck in their ways. The ones now, they're already stuck in their ways. The ones that's been screaming, I don't need a man, for the last 15 years, the last 15, 20 years, they already stuck in their ways. Ain't no hope for them unless something gets drastically flipped around and shit like that. But the people, there's going to be the next generation coming up. And just like we've seen with teen pregnancy stats, how they went way down, how teens are having sex less, the teens will be thinking that way in the next generation. Like, oh, I seen it to where my mom was tripping out because she couldn't get her food stamps. And you know what? I don't even want my family to be on food stamps. I'm going to make sure I take care of my family. I'm going to make sure I'm with a man that also has the same goal to take care of his family. It'll show itself in the next generation. This generation, they might be screwed. This generation might be screwed, you know? But and we're not totally screwed, because you have people like myself. You have other people who, you know, I didn't make a family yet, but when I do make a family, I will always be in my family's life. My girl, that's always gonna be my wife. We ain't gonna split up. We gonna work it out. We gonna be together. We ain't gonna cheat on each other. We gonna love each other. We gonna respect each other. We gonna teach the kids love and respect. I'm gonna always be there for my kids. Anything they need, obviously within reason. I ain't gonna raise y'all to be spoiled, nothing like that. But I would never, and I know they're gonna be great kids, amazing kids. Like, I don't even have to think. I just know. That's the reason why I study stuff now, so that I can impart knowledge into them later when I do have them. And I plan on doing that. So you have people out there, but there's this other part of the subsection of the generation that might be fucked, you know, but we could still save the kids. And I think that's what's going to happen with this welfare, because people are going to see these videos that were put online. Your kids are going to eventually see these videos, you know, that you did this, you put this out there. Why did you think we need this thing? Why? I was going to do that because the government shut down, blah, blah, blah. Well, Mom, you weren't working. How come you didn't go get a job? I'm not working. You know, and that ignorance will bleed out, you know, because everybody's not going to have that thought. They're going to see how my mom or how my dad almost couldn't put food on my table or couldn't put food on the table. And I'm going to make sure for my kids that doesn't happen. You know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it'll help the next generation. So I believe it will bring Black families back. It will bring families back, but maybe not this generation. But at this point, we may never know, because the government shutdown may end. And nobody will have to figure out how they're going to get it done. It won't be desperation out here. Also, what I will say, if people think that you can come into somebody's house because you ain't got groceries, then you may deserve to meet your maker, because that is unacceptable. And that is unacceptable. I've seen enough videos on here where you guys can also go and see that videos. But right now, I'm just me talking. This is almost done. Lastly, I want to say prayers for Jamaica, prayers for Jamrock, prayers for Jamaica, whatever you want to call it. My mother is from Jamaica, born in Jamaica, raised there till she was about 10, moved up to America, been living here ever since. A lot of my family still lives in Jamaica, so shout out to them. I reached out to some of them. I dated a couple chicks out there that live in Jamaica, reached out to them, hope they doing okay. The island is in shambles right now, but that's okay. We rebuild. That's what we do. We always rebuild. It may take a little bit of time, but we will rebuild. We are resilient people. That's what I love about my father. Is definitely America, born in America, raised in America. That his ancestor, his lineages, I traced it, goes back to America way before it was America, which was crazy. Because I would have thought when I traced it that it went back somewhere in Africa, but it did not. Even if anybody know about, to talk about slavery, the first slaves in America were Jamaicans. So Jamaica and America got a lot of ties together. Now, what I will say is Americans are fucking fools. They are fucking fools. I don't even want to play the videos or get into the videos because it'll piss me off, because I've seen the videos of how the resorts are, giving out breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and cereal and different stuff like that. I feel like they are taking care of you guys, and you guys are over there bitching and complaining about, we're paying $250 here, a night, and we should be getting more than pastries and this, that, and third. Do you understand the people that are feeding you, that are coming to work and feeding you, are not with their family because their house is destroyed right now? Their house is destroyed right now. They're not with their family where they should be. They over there feeding y'all. And y'all had the chance to leave. First of all, this is another reason why I say Americans are so ignorant, so fucking dumb, and they know they are. Does anybody ever think to check, does anybody ever think to check where they're going before they go there? Does anybody ever think to look up, like, hey, what type of season it is? What's the people like? What's the weather like? What could possibly happen? Let's see what's going on in the news in that country, and let's just check it out, because I've learned that Americans do that a lot. They just go, and I don't. There's never been a place that I went to that I haven't looked up something about it. The culture, the people, just the news, something, and I've been to a few different countries. I've talked to people that are from that country. Hey, what's this like? What's this like? How should I be like this? Oh, how are y'all as a people? Are y'all not loud? Are y'all kind of quiet? Or, me, blah, 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 or something I seen. Be like, hey, man, I seen this in Canada and blah, blah, blah. Talk to my boy. All right. So I give an example, and it's happened recently. One of my friends, I've known him for close to 20 years. He came down to visit me in Florida, right? While he was staying, he was here for about a week and a half. While he was staying here, it rained every day in the afternoon. Every day in the afternoon, between 1 to 6, it rains every day in the afternoon. If you're from Florida, you understand what I'm talking about. And it's in July, so this is going into right before hurricane season. But this is when we get the rain. It rains every day in the afternoon at a certain point in Florida. You could just know between 1 and 5, 1 and 4, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain down heavy. I live in Florida. You're coming over to Florida. It's a 2-second call. Hey, man, what's it like in Florida? How should I be prepared for it? Oh, it's going to rain here every day in the afternoon. Every day? Yeah. Then after it rains for about 30 minutes, it's going to be hot again. It's gonna be hot and it'll dry up all the rain and everything. I'm in Florida. You called me when you was coming here. You didn't ask me not one question about it. And he's fully American, So you didn't ask me not one question about it. And then when you got here, and then when it rained every day, and then you came to my house and sat down with me and talked to me. Yeah, man, it just rained every day. I was like, yeah, like it's going into the hurricane season. Oh, we didn't know that. That's what him and his chick said. Oh, we didn't know that. Oh, well, you could have called and asked somebody. That's on y'all. Oh, that's on us. How are we supposed to know that? Y'all got smartphones. Y'all got an iPhone. Look that shit up. Hey, Chat GPT. Hey, Siri. How should I dress in Florida from July and August? Because I know how it is. How should I dress in Florida in July? Because and I guarantee you, Chat GPT is gonna be like, it's gonna rain. You can pull up the weather. It's possibility to rain in the afternoon. But you could have called me. You could have called and asked. So that's what I'm saying. That's just some of the ignorant things. That's just some of the thinking like, hey, it'll be fine, whatever. We can go wherever, blah, blah. It's not going to be the same in every state. There's never been a state, as long as I lived in America. I've lived in America all my life. I've been to a few other countries, about four or five other countries. There's never been a time where I've went to another country and didn't ask. But like well before, like if it was, it's 2025 now. So I went to Bahamas earlier this year twice. But I knew I was going to the Bahamas since 2023 and 2024. You think I didn't ask people from the fucking Bahamas? You think I didn't ask friends that I had from the Bahamas? Hey, what's the Bahamas like? You think I didn't talk to people? You think I didn't look that shit up? You didn't think I looked up what was going on and shit? Y'all stupid. You know what I mean? But that's what you get. You get caught out. You get caught out in there if you want to be stupid. And also, I'm going to say, be grateful, America, because you guys are sitting up there acting like, not America. Be grateful, Americans that are in Jamaica. Because what if they just left your ass out to dry? And what if they was like, fuck it, I'm not even feeding y'all because I got to worry about my house and my family right now. We ain't even going to do nothing for y'all. They told y'all, they put out the report that the hurricane is coming. Y'all could have been booked y'all flight and left. Y'all thought, fuck it, let the hurricane come. We'll stay here. Now the hurricane got there. It hit Jamaica hard. And now you got to deal with it. You should have left when you had the chance. And let's not act like if anybody's ever been through a hurricane, I went through Hurricane Katrina before it hit New Orleans. It hit South Florida first. I was in South Florida. Thank God I have the family that I have and we're resilient. So, my uncle, he came up with his truck with a couple of trucks. He hooked it up to where we could plug stuff into the truck and, get power on from stuff. It was coming straight out I don't know how he did it, but he hooked it up. So we was plugging different things in and getting power on and stuff. Like I said, I was with my mom's family, my mom's side of the family at the time, and most of them were born in Jamaica too. I think except for my youngest uncle, he was born in America, but all of them, they were born in Jamaica and shit. So my grandma was like, hey, we run down to the river, we boil the water, we steam, get all the germs out and everything. Like, I know how to do it. You know what I mean? We was bathing with that shit. You know what I mean? But we was bathing with it. We was cooking with it. We kept ourselves afloat. We did our things. And thank God, my grandfather, he raised chickens and shit at that time. I think he had goats too at that time. So it was stuff we could eat. It was callaloo, it was stuff that we could cook, we could eat and stuff like that. But there were people on that same street that they were on, that had to go up to the park to get the FEMA sandwiches 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They was just giving out a sandwich with like orange juice. I remember this was in like 2005. And so y'all are making it seem like if the hurricane hit by you guys, you would be doing so much better. Oh, we get this. No, you couldn't. I've been in a hurricane when it hit. You'd be going up to the park getting them FEMA sandwiches, and you'd be complaining about that too. And you really need to be grateful, because it could be way worse. They could just not feed your ass. You understand? They could just not feed your ass and take the money anyway, because you're staying at the resort. You staying at the resort, but a hurricane hit. You still staying here. You still got room and board here. And go fend for yourself. Go find yourself something to eat. They could do you dirty, but they not. They still taking care of you. They giving you some food. Hey, it's not the best. I get it, but we all got to work with what we got. So y'all should be ashamed of yourself. And lastly, I think I said this before, but like black fatigue don't mean nothing to me. And I don't understand people that have fatigue from other people. You're putting too much stock in other people. And I was never taught to put stock in other people. I know myself. I know my parents. I know my family. But all them other people out in the world and stuff, I don't look at them like anything they does fatigue me, because they ain't got nothing to do with me. Even if people might associate somebody else to being like me because they look like me or some shit like that. But that's on them if they want to associate that to me. I'm going to move how I move. I'm going to live how I live. I don't care about other people and the shit they got going on. Some gal, bonnet girl, lady in the mall yelling and shit like that. I like it. I'm like, yo, why she yelling like that? But it don't fucking bother me. It don't fucking bother me. It really don't. Like, so I don't understand how this bothers everybody else. Everybody else talking about black fatigue this and this fatigue that and that fatigue that. And, I really don't care. I really don't care about what other people do. That's what they do. That's them. That's how I look at them. They're other. Sorry, not sorry. That's just how it is. Like, and if you looked at more people like that, that's them instead of that's us. Then you would understand the same way I'm looking at it, because the only us here got my last name. The only us here is family. If you ain't that, then ain't no us over here. And not even got my last name. I got cousins that don't got my last name, but we definitely related. Then we hang out and you can tell we are related. I got uncles and stuff that don't got my last name, aunts and stuff don't got my last name, but we all related. We all come from the same stock. So, and let's be honest, I don't have family that are out there, not that I know of, not that I can think of off the top of my head. I do have like an aunt, a cousin that's annoying, for different reasons, but not for the bonnet girl wearing underwear outside, always doing criminal acts, yelling about crab legs and shit reasons. But it just don't affect me, and I don't understand why it affects everybody else. It's us and a them thing. With me, it's a them thing with me. They're other. They're them. They're not of my family. How they was taught and how they was raised and how they was trained is totally different than how my family is over here. So I don't look at y'all the same. And I don't care. Call me hateful, call me racist, call me Uncle Tom, say I'm not whatever to my people, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Y'all can all kick rocks, because most of y'all don't do shit for the people anyway. Most of y'all wouldn't give a motherfucker a shirt off their back if they needed it. So let's be real. Y'all just different. And that's how I look at y'all, is different. And I still don't agree with all people using this term, and people like, oh yeah, it affects me. I feel it. You don't feel it. You don't feel it. Shut the fuck up. You just making it for the fucking video. And that's how I feel. And I don't know. Prayers for Jamrock, huh? They going through it right now. They going through it right now, and I got nothing but love for them. And I stand with y'all, and I appreciate y'all feeding the Americans in their time of, even in your time of need. You guys deserve the respect that you're given to be serving other people in your time of need, especially when so many people in the state, in the country need it. So shout out to y'all, and we appreciate y'all. This from me in Florida, Sav in Florida, signing out, man. Prayers to everybody. Hey man, I don't know how they gonna reform this food stamps, but I like to see it. So much misinformation out there, man. And you know what? And last thing, people say that the Republicans are doing it because the Republicans have majority of the seats in Congress. And then people are saying Trump are doing it. Look, one thing is most of y'all never went to school, or if y'all did go to school, y'all never learned. So there's three branches of the government, and they all check on each other's checks and balances. It's not all just Trump just because he's the head. Secondly, also, just because you own the majority of seats, you still have to agree with the Democrats. It does not matter. At some point, you're still gonna have to agree with the Democratic Party. Just because you own the majority of seats doesn't mean that all of the seats is filled up by them. You still need 60 votes. If they own 40 of the votes, or 35 of the votes, they still need the other votes. That means the Democrats still have to come on and do their side. That's why I say so much misinformation spread. Man. And some of it is just y'all are fools. All right, I'm out of here. Peace. Much love.